Welcome to Win the Day from Back to the Bible. I'm your coach, Pastor Nat, helping you pursue spiritual fitness. That's why today we're going to talk about not settling for convenience. Loneliness and isolation are two of the most common struggles we are facing today. What's fascinating is from the research at the Center for Bible Engagement, these have been heavy hitters even before the pandemic. The pandemic has simply magnified a very real problem. But I wonder, why is this? What is it about the world we live in that makes us feel so isolated and lonely? Or is it not that we live in that world, but instead we create that world? You see, we as the people of God, who may be orphaned by our parents, abandoned by a spouse, or even rejected by our friends, we're never truly alone. What do I mean by that? Let's consider what the Bible has to say about living in community. All the believers devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching, and to fellowship, and to sharing in meals, including the Lord's Supper, and to prayer. From the very beginning of the church, the apostles recognized the importance of gathering together as Christians, to learn, to connect, to pray, and to remember Jesus' work on the cross. One of the blessings of technology is it allows us to connect at a distance. But what can be used for accessibility can be abused for convenience. When that happens, people begin to feel a deficit. The church does not exist for convenience. It exists for worship, for connection, and for expansion. I love the fact that you are here today. I love the fact that we get to connect each day online. And if this is all the fellowship you receive, that is willfully, you may have settled. Now, I'm not talking about health concerns, disabilities, and things like that. What I'm really referring to is convenience, about settling. You see, the church was made for more. But it was more than just a gathering together for worship and community. Listen to the writer of Hebrews. Let us think of ways to motivate one another to acts of love and good works. And let us not neglect our meeting together, as some people do, but encourage one another, especially now that the day of his return is drawing near. Again, the writer enforces the seriousness of gathering together as the body of Christ. Physically, when able, gathering together as Christians. But why? Well, the writer tells us to encourage each other to live out our faith, to tangibly and physically obey Christ, and to love others well. The church is not a building, but a people. The church exists not for convenience, but for worship, for community and encouragement. So here's my encouragement for you today. Show that love that God has given you to someone you know. Maybe it's a neighbor who needs some act of kindness. Maybe it's a single parent who could benefit from a babysitter. Maybe it's your favorite server or barista who could use an extra big tip. Pray for God's direction. Let Him guide you, and then do it. So go and share the love. And also share this message with someone else who needs to hear it. We are called to encourage the body of Christ. So share this message. We were made for community, and we were born again for this community. So now that we embrace this, let's go win the day.